Okay, today we're going to do a quick tutorial on how to make this from this. All right, here we are. We're going to create our mandala or our kaleidoscopic image. I've been getting some questions about how I go about making these. They're a lot of fun. They're pretty easy, and I think you're going to enjoy making them yourself. The first thing you want to do is pick out an image. I've picked out this one because it has a lot of interesting colors and some interesting character, and that's going to rotate around nicely and create an interesting image. So let's get started. The first thing I'm going to do is enlarge my canvas because we're going to be rotating this image around and we're going to want some room to work. So I am going to close that out and I am going to come up here to image, canvas size, and I'm going to move my anchor point down here so that our image starts at the bottom and we will rotate it up around here. Now when I'm changing the sizes, I like to work with percentages just because it's easier mathematically. So we're going to go, whoops, not 3,000, we're going to go 300% on the width and 200% on the height because that makes it almost a square. And when we finish up, we're going to crop it to a square. So we're going to do that, and our canvas extension color is going to be black. And I'm going to hit OK. Now we're going to zoom out just a little bit here. And the first thing we're going to do is Command J, and we're going to come up here to Edit, Transform, Flip Horizontal, and then we're going to change the top layer's blend mode to lighten. And so we've got an interesting start. And so there we have that so far. Now what I'm going to want to do is I am going to rotate this top layer. So another way to transform is to go Command T. And that's a nice shortcut. I like using keyboard shortcuts. And what I also do, when I do the Command T and I do a transform, while I'm doing it, I come out here, since we're rotating, got my rotation arrows showing, I press and hold Shift. That means that we're going to rotate it at 15-degree increments. And that looks kind of cool. Actually, I think I like that better. So I'm going to hit that right there, just like that. And we're transforming that layer. And sometimes it takes a little bit of time. And that part's done. Great. So now what I need to do is I'm going to make a stamp visible layer. And I'm going to do that by Shift Option Command E. And that basically blends everything together that we've done thus far. I'm going to make these two layers inactive. And I'm going to take this layer now and hit Command J again to get a new layer, layer 2 copy. And what I'm going to do is I'm going to adjust the blend mode to lighten once more. And again, I'm going to come up here to Edit, Transform, Flip Horizontal, and wow, it's getting more and more interesting as we go. So now we are going to once more, we're going to create a stamp visible, Shift, Option, Command, E. And I don't know if you can hear the neighbor. He's a pretty good drummer. So if you can hear him, enjoy. I can hear him. Anyhow, so that's what we have. I'm going to make these two layers inactive. Now we're going to work with this. Now we're going to duplicate this layer, Command J again, and we are going to Command T. And in this instance, okay, it looks like we've got that going on. Change our blend mode again to lighten. Get our rotation arrow, press and hold Shift, 15, 30, 45, 60. I think that looks pretty good. So we're going to do that. And we're going to do this a few more times because we're going to want to go all the way around. So it's as simple as Command J. Now if you want to transform exactly the same way you did before, you're going to press and hold Shift, Command T, and that's transform again. So we're waiting for that to happen. All right, Command J, duplicate the layer, Shift, Command T. It's coming around. It's starting to look kind of interesting. I'm liking the way this is coming out. All right, Command J again, Shift, Command T. Very nice, very nice. One more time, Command J, Shift, Command T. See what we look like. This is the last one. I think this is the last one we have to do to close it out. All right, so you've got something that's a good start. You can see that we've got a very sharp edge all the way around. Now, you could stop at this point if you like that. That looks kind of cool, and I like the design that's shaped up here. But one thing I do like to do is I like to feather the edges just a little bit so it fades into its black background. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to come down here to our adjustment layers, and I'm going to do solid color. And we don't want that color, we want black. So we're going to, you can see how it's selected down here, the color that's currently in there. So we're just going to hit 0, 0, 0, 0, 0, 0, and that gives us solid black. You're going to hit OK. And so now what we're going to do is let's make that layer not visible. What I'm going to come down and do is come down here to the shape tool and make sure you're set to path, and you come down here to about the center of your new image, and we're going to make a nice circle in the middle of it, and I'll show you why in just a moment. Okay, so you're going to go Shift, Option, and drag out this kind of far, maybe to about here, because I'm going to show you what you're going to do. Now you're going to come up here, you can see up here it says Make Selection. If that's not highlighted, you can always go to Paths and Make Selection. It does the same thing. So I'm going to hit Make Selection. So that's what we've got. Go back to our layers, and now we're going to make this visible, and we are going to go to the layer mask that's on our color fill adjustment layer, and we are going to say Edit, Fill your mask with black, it's already selected, and hit OK. Okay, now I'm going to hit Command D to deselect. We've still got a pretty sharp edge, but watch what we can do with this. We go to our adjustment layer again, we come up to Filter, Blur, Gaussian Blur, and you can see it was already at 76 pixels or so. So I'm going to bring that up. You can see it's created a lot softer edge. So at this point, this is your basic design. This is how I usually like to do these things. There's a lot more playing you can do with these things with color adjustments, more layers, change your blending options around. Just experiment until you find something that looks nice to you. I hope this has been helpful, and we'll see you next time.